actually, I'm a big fan of Francesca. I think she is your community rock star. So I fully will vote for Francesca.
Me for her too. Great stuff is happening in our schools, and you're a part of that great stuff that's happening. So this is part of the reason that Kim and I are running. I started off as a mom. I moved into Arcadia about 21 years ago. I had my first child, and I decided I was going to be a stay-at-home mom. And when he went to kindergarten, I thought, well, I'm just going to go with it. And so we both went to kindergarten, and I started working in the classroom, reading to the little kids. And after a little while, when you're there enough, people are like, oh, you should be on the PTO. So I got on the PTO, and slowly but surely, then they're like, you should be the PTO president. And nobody wrestled you for that, right? Everyone's like, yeah, you should be the PTO president. And slowly but surely, I kind of worked my way up. And I worked on campuses, and then I worked at the district level. And then I joined the Scottsville Parent Council, which is a congress of parents from across the district, working on all kinds of different issues at the district level. So for all 30 schools in the Scottsville Unified School District. And my two most important jobs, I think, there were, I was president 1 year, because everyone says, oh, you should be PTO president, you should be the Scottsville Parent Council president. But the most interesting one to me was I was the legislative liaison 1 year, and Kim followed me in that position. So we had to go down to the state and talk to our legislators about school issues. And it was very eye-opening to go down to our legislature and talk about school issues. I learned a lot about school funding, and the more I learned about school funding, the more I thought, gosh, you know what, really good people have to work on this issue, because this is a really big deal. And Richard's right, the quality of your local public school is intrinsically tied to your home value, is intrinsically tied to the safety of your neighborhood, contributes to the economic stability. Scottsville Unified School District is one of the biggest employers in our state. Those folks don't just get like money to pay their taxes, they get money to spend in our stores, in our coffee shops.
So you know, SUSD is a 5-person governing board, and so there's 2 open positions. So that's why we're kind of working together a little bit on this. So real quick, let me tell you a little bit about my journey, which is a little bit similar to Francesca's, and then I'm going to give you a little plug. Francesca talked about the M&O override. I'm going to talk about the school tax credit, and then I'm going to share a couple points of pride with you as well. So my journey. Okay. I really have worn, I wear 3 hats, if you will. So I am a parent, community leader, and then business leader. So from a parent perspective, I have 2 children who have also attended K through 12 in SUSD. They went to Cherokee, Cocopah, and Chaparral, so they're part of the neighborhood schools as well. And I'm really working hand in hand, side by side, with teachers, principals, and other parents, and then focused on fundraising, because it really is about finding creative ways. So what I've done for the last 3 years is actually represented our district, our 30 schools like Francesca, and have worked with our legislators in districts 23, 28, and 24, in helping them understand kind of a grassroots what public education looks like in SUSD, and then in turn to the parent community and say, hey, and these are our legislators, and this is how they feel about education, and this is how you can get engaged. The SUSD is made up of 30 schools and 24,000 kids, okay? And so at that time, I started to get involved because that was at the point, 2010, when we started to see classrooms increase. Because as a state, we actually began to pull away funding at the state level to our schools. And so we really have lost 25% of our budget since about 2009 to 2014. We've restored a little bit of it, but not all of it. So I, as a parent, said, okay, what can I do about that? And so at that time, that's when I found out about school tax credit. It's a way to put dollars, extracurricular dollars into your school, but it's outside the standard day. So here's the good news. In the matter of 3 years, so between 2010, 13, and now we're up to 14, we increased the school tax credit. Remember, this is not a donation. This is actually a dollar-for-dollar credit, so you get your dollars that you're paying in tax dollars to the state back to your school. We moved the needle from $2.4 million to $3 million, and that was an deep. So that's my parent hat. Real quick, the other 2 are similar hats, but I just want you to understand that piece of it, because I really do think it's important to have candidates